Um, I want to add a little something to like the whole Kevin Boateng saga. I'm saying like, well, a lot of Ghanaians are mad, but I ain't mad at him. I'm saying like, sometimes like Ghanaians need to like sit down and think about certain things that they do, cause like, yo, are we thirsty for players? I would say no. Do we have players? I would say yes. So why in the world we be chasing after players like we don't even have players in the country? Yo, the most annoying thing is like Ghanaians who hear of some player somewhere that they barely know all their lives, and they'll be chasing after that player like, yo, that player is some kind of like God. I'm saying like, God punishes, and He punished us this time for making Kevin quit. Cause like we heard of this nigga, like he's a good player, and he was to me like in the beginning I didn't even see how like how good he was, cause like he was playing like Portsmouth, he was playing like all them like shady teams, like I didn't really care about him that much, but Ghanaians like a player with a last Ghana name like. So now they see somebody with like Boateng, Kukuseku, Jantu, Akuku, like the deal. I don't even know what the Ghanaian names are, man. Like Mensa, like they just like rushing and like start chasing after players like, yo, we're not that thirsty, man. And the funny thing is like Ghanaians will like chase after players, and they'll bring the players in, and like they expect the players to play like good soccer like throughout the whole like time they in camp, like, and as soon as the player starts like start playing like a little bit bad, like they just kick him out. They just don't even call him no more. Like you can't do that to players, man. Like God will punish you one way or the other. Like, and that's what He did. I'm not mad at Kevin. A lot of Ghanaians are disappointed. I'm not. Because, like, we have so many local players, like, who trying to come up, who trying to shine, who trying to get paid, like, Asian, like, Drogba, like, at all. Like, all them, like, all them good players out there. And we're not giving them the chance because we find of, like, going out, chasing after players who already have the platform to make it in, like, in the soccer, like, world. So, like, my take on it is Kevin's quitting, like, was a punishment from God, and we should take it like that. And I'm not really mad at him because at first I was, and I'm like, let me think about this, like, real good. And I did, and I found out, like, the mistake was coming from us. Because, like, we can't just be chasing after players, like, any player with the last Ghana name, like, soon as his last name is like, oh, like, would I, like, something like, some strange, like, name, like, oh, he's a Ghanaian, man, let's go cap him. I'm saying, you just can't do that, man. Like, they try to do the same thing to, like, Mario, too. Like, they trying to, like, snatch him from the Italians, but he wouldn't play that, man. That guy is too slick for that. I'm saying, like, Ghanaians like doing that shit too much. And Kevin played them. Kevin had his master plan before he joined the team, and he utilized it very well because he knew one way or the other he was going to need Ghana to move up. But he knew that he wasn't going to force himself on us. We're going to force ourselves on him. That's the difference. He knew he was going to need the national team to move up. But he also knew he wasn't going to force himself on us, but we're going to force ourselves on him because we're fond of doing that. I'm saying, so he played us. I'm saying, and I'm not really mad at that. So Kevin Boateng, you have my last name. God bless you. Okay, you probably be my brother somewhere, man. Yo. So that's my take on Kevin's like issue. Like just leave that nigga alone and let him be, cause he already done his fair share. I'm saying, train your local players, train them like equip them with whatever they need, and you can add them to like the national team. That's all they dream for. All them local players, they don't want to be in the local team like all their life. They want to one day like be playing the national team, be playing abroad, be playing like different places. Make your own players so that when they go outside, they will remind like they remember to come back home. Make your own players. I'm saying charity begins at home. You can't like expect a player who was raised by some team or somewhere like who was raised by a coach, some coach all his life, like to be 100% dedicated to like Ghana. Raise your own players. I'm saying raise your own players like your own kids, and when they go outside, they'll come back to like the country. They'll come back home like because they know where their parents are from. They know where like who raised them. They know who made them what they are. I'm saying like so raise your own players back home, and when they go outside to play their soccer, they can come back home and help the country. Peace.